Most people who discover that they are entangled with a narcissistic psychopath are very apprehensive to leave. The thought of your life without this person, without the friends, family, businesses you've created, what'll happen to your children if you have any, what'll happen to your properties, your businesses, to your entire world if you are not with this entity. Some people have been with the creature for so many decades that it feels like, why? At that stage of life, why would I want to break this up? It's easier if it's a colleague or friendship or a peripheral relationship like a neighbor or extended family member. But when you're talking, or if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, but once you're talking about a sibling, a parent, a child, or a spouse, the idea of separating is inconceivable. Let's start with why you need to begin conceiving it. You have a choice. And the most precious gift that the Most High God has given to all human formed beings, as we are created in his image, is choice. The narcissist had choice. You have choice. And it's all about the choices that determine your devotion. The devotion goes one of two ways. We are either devoted to evil or we are devoted to good. The fruits of this short life will manifest depending on how we orient ourselves. But our soul surpasses the physical form. Now, that's abstract. Most of us are unable to conceptualize eternity and the spirit because we're living in a physical body. So we'll talk in those terms. If you choose to remain entangled with the narcissist, if you choose a relationship with the narcissist, what will happen is that your life becomes a tentacle of the demon. Okay? There are no bonus points in your spirit. There are no bonus points in your physical life for sacrificing yourself for another. These are made up theories that we've learned from decades of institutionalized media and from make-believe. When we do things for others, I'm a big advocate of community service and loving people, being there for others, sharing, caring, and supporting and sacrificing, but from a position of what fills me. Not doing it for what is expected of the other person or others seeing. You know, when you're doing something for others, if it is genuine and sincere, no one even needs to know or see that you're doing it. Okay? You are not doing the narcissist any favors by remaining tethered to the narcissist. Okay? Narcissists do not value, appreciate, respect, honor, or care about anyone or anything done for them. What the narcissist cares about is their own need being met. But there's no heartfelt thoughtfulness or appreciation. There's no sense of reciprocity from the narcissist. In other words, everything you're doing and giving and being for this creature is like taking a handful of money or a handful of Bitcoin and flushing it down the toilet. Okay? That is what it is to love and care for a narcissist. Your energy and life force is going nowhere, into a black hole. The only thing you'll get back when you're satisfying the narcissist are empty echoes of a thank you. And if they're in a love bombing stage or a respite period, you might hear some words that feel good to your ears. You know, you make it a half-assed, half-baked gift or something. There's nothing being built there. So all of that, I'm emphasizing it because the only individuals that should be attached to a narcissist are those who have zero value of their own life, which is just as good as you not being here, right? And you are a light. You are a light of life. You have value. You have purpose. And your life should be one that at a minimum is celebrated by you, and at a maximum is celebrated by another, a spouse, family, friends, whomever, others who see, care, respect, and appreciate you. Okay? You will never get that from a narcissist. And worse, the narcissist will strip you of everything that you do have, whatever stability that you have created in your life, whether it be financial, spiritual, emotional, psychological, structural, familial, social, you name it. Any narcissist tethered to you will strip you of that. So, and then they'll leave you. They'll abandon you. They'll betray you. They will turn their back on you. So you will end up not only alone, but alone and completely destabilized. And there will be no empathy from the narcissist. They are destroyers. Those creatures they exist to destroy. If you have any modicum of self-value or self-worth, even though you might be sad, depressed, down. I mean, if you've come into this video or recording, whatever it's called, post, that means that you likely have some belief that there is a narcissist in your orbit, maybe several, depending on what stage you are at in this learning journey. I've been there. I understand the fear. And it is gripping. As I said before, there were times where I wouldn't even allow myself to fully listen to, a 20 or 30 minute education on narcissism. I couldn't, because the truth was cutting so deep and it put the fear of God in me. And I did not want to abandon my life. I didn't want to let it go. What else was I going to turn to? Please No, you are worth it. And you have to, you got to take the step to heal yourself. Okay? You've got to choose life. You've got to. Being attached to a narcissistic dynamic, whether it be a toxic workplace, a toxic family, a toxic social circle of friends, or individual narcissists, right, is literally like having a leech attached to your hip. Okay? If you were to get sick, right, physically sick, would you go to the doctor? Would you seek medical care? If you are in any way attached to a narcissist, you are emotionally, psychologically, and worse, spiritually on life support. That is not an exaggeration. Okay? Many don't even make it out of the narcissistic dynamic. Anyone who is in one that does make it out has scars, deep ones, that take years to mend, because most don't even know that that is the toxicity that they've had attached to their lives. You're steps ahead because you know. And anyone that you'll find, any other content creator, no matter the platform, you will never find someone who has gone through narcissistic abuse or who's been attached to a narcissist that regrets cutting that cord. You won't find it. Doesn't matter the age. I have talked to people who are young and just a friend of a narcissist, or dating a narcissist, to people who are extremely in advanced age, well past retirement, married to a narcissist for decades and decades. No regrets for leaving. Because every day with a narcissist tethered to your life is a day wasted. And every day detached, even from the first day that you separate from the narcissist, as painful as it can be. Because I won't lie to you, it does come with a shock and a pain. I've talked about that in other recordings, right? So it does, but there's still a freeing element. It's, again, like removing a parasite from your body. It's going to take some time for the location that the parasite was attached to heal. But once it's detached, that energy sucking, that poisonous venom that it's putting into your system, right, into your veins and into your arteries, is going to be removed. So the healing starts. It's time for you to start. Choose you. Heal. Do your shadow work.